So what exactly is dropshipping? Dropshipping is when you list the product on your store, whether your eBay store, Amazon store, or your Shopify store. But today we're just going to focus on eBay. You're going to list the product on your eBay store, and then you're going to list it for a certain price. And what's going to happen is that once your customer purchases the item from your eBay store, you're going to go over to the place where you're sourcing the item from, and then you're going to purchase the item from that place, and then you're going to collect the difference between the price of what you're buying it for and what the customer paid for it. Dropshipping right now is very popular with a lot of people because you don't actually have to hold any stock and you don't have to invest a lot of money up front for the goods. So a lot of people do like to go this way when it comes to doing e-commerce because there's no upfront cost, and you don't actually have to fulfill orders on a daily basis. So you're saving a lot of time and a lot of space in your house or your office space or whatever. So the main place where I find suppliers to do my drop shipping is on Alibaba.com. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do when it comes to finding suppliers on Alibaba.com in a moment. But first, I just want to read out exactly what eBay says about drop shipping, whether it's allowed or whether it's not allowed on their platform. So let's go. So what does eBay have to say about dropshipping? I just found this article on their website. I'm going to link it down below if you want to do some more reading on it. Dropshipping, where you fulfill orders directly from a wholesale supplier, is allowed on eBay. Remember though, if you use dropshipping, you're still responsible for the safe delivery for the item within the time frame you stated in your listing and the buyer's overall satisfaction with their purchase. So as you can see from this statement here from eBay, you can see that they do allow dropshipping on their platform, but you have to remember that whatever time frame you state on your listing is the one that your supplier sticks to. So that's very important when it comes to selling on eBay. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do before you find your supplier is that you need to make sure that you've set up your eBay account and that you've built up your feedback to at least a minimum of 100. I've explained this on my channel before, but it's very important for you to do this, especially when there's other sellers that are going to be able to ship the goods to the customer even quicker than you. So you need to make sure that you build your feedback to the highest amount possible. Now, I always advise that you do this by buying cheap items. So there's various different cheap items that you can buy on eBay to build up your feedback, because the same feedback that you get as a buyer counts towards the same feedback that you'll get as a seller. I do advise a minimum of 100 in terms of the feedback score. But at the same time, if you can go higher than that, maybe 200, 300, 500, it's going to be even better for you. Another thing that I always advise my students or my viewers is that try and ask around, whether your mum, your dad, your brother, if they've got an eBay account that they don't use anymore, or even if they still use it, maybe they'll be happy to give you their eBay account, because sellers automatically leave feedback whenever someone buys from their store. So ask around, maybe one of your friends, your cousin, your brother, whoever has an eBay account that they've been buying from for the past few years, and they've managed to build up a lot of feedback on it. They might not even know that they've got a high feedback score. So ask around, change over the name to your name, and then you might want to use that eBay account to start your dropshipping business. But if you don't have access to an eBay account already, I'll just advise you to purchase cheap items, build up your feedback score, and then from there you're going to be able to gain the customer's trust whenever they come across your eBay store. Alright, so once you've built up your feedback to an amount that you're happy with, ideally 100 minimum, what you need to do next is that you need to pick a business name, you need to design your store, you need to do all of that. I'm not going to get into all of those details right now, but you need to make sure that you design your store, pick the right business name that goes with whatever product or category or niche that you're looking to sell in. Once you've done all of that, you need to pick a product to sell. So the product that I'm going to show you now is a product that has a decent margin. You don't necessarily have to sell this exact product, but I'm just using it as an example, just so that you guys know exactly what price range to look out for when it comes to finding a hot selling product. So the product that we're going to look at is a muscle gun. Okay, so as we can see, there's various different sellers that are selling muscle guns at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this link over here and check this item out. So the first thing I like to do is look at this section here to see if anything has popped up. And as we can see, 260 people are viewing it per day, which is a lot of views. And this item was sold 3,397 times at £21.99. So what I do is I click on this link here just so that I can see if the item was sold every single day. Bear in mind that today is the 24th of March. So I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. Okay, so we can see on the 13th of March, they sold 1, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this item is selling every single day. This is one of the key things that I look out for when it comes to finding a product to sell. If a product is able to sell every single day, and not just that, multiple have been sold on each day. So today alone, they've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Product is definitely selling well, it's selling every single day. What I tend to do from this point is go over to Terapeak on eBay just to double check the data to make sure that it's definitely selling well in terms of the sell-through rate and the total market value. So I'm going to jump over to Terapeak now and show you exactly what I look out for. Alright guys, so I've just jumped over to Terapeak. If you're new to my channel and you don't know what Terapeak is, it's a useful research tool that eBay provides its sellers with a business account that allows you to check various information in terms of how many sellers are selling a particular product, how many were sold in a month, etc., etc. So I use it to do my product research and check various different bits of data and analytics. So what I do from this point is I put the keyword or the item name that I'm searching for, which is muscle gun, and I set the date range to the month that I'm in. If I'm approaching the end of the month, or if I'm in the early stages of a particular month, I'll put the previous month. So because today is the 24th of March, I'm just going to set it to the 1st of March to the 24th of March. I'm going to select these three options here: new, fixed price, and best offer accepted. I'm going to link a video above where I broke down exactly why I selected these three options if you want to check that out after this video. So once I've selected those three options, what I'm going to do from there is click on research and then just scroll down. Okay, so the first thing I look out for is the sell-through rate. As we can see, this one has a 31% sell-through rate, which is not the best. I tend to look for products with a 40%, ideally 45, 50%, but the closer you can get to 100, the more likely you're going to be able to sell that product. So 31 is not the best, but it's not the worst. And the amount of money that every single seller was able to generate on eBay is £127,000. So what I'm going to do is sort the sales from highest to lowest, just so that we get an idea of how much each seller is making. Okay, so we can see that the seller that made the most was able to sell 210 units in 24 days, and they was able to make £6,000. So again, guys, I'm not telling you that you should drop ship this product exactly. You should use this video as a guide just so that you understand what you need to look out for and what you need to be aware of when it comes to drop shipping on eBay. So now that I found this product and I know that it might be selling well, what I'm going to do now is go over to Alibaba.com and show you exactly what I do when it comes to contacting suppliers and asking them whether or not they're going to be able to drop ship the item for me. So let's go. All right, guys, so I've just jumped over to Alibaba.com. If you're new to my channel and you don't know what Alibaba.com is, this is the place where I go to find suppliers to import my goods in bulk for my eBay stores, or if I want to do drop shipping on Shopify or even eBay sometimes, I'll come to Alibaba.com to find the suppliers. I'm just going to briefly touch on a couple things that you guys need to be aware of when it comes to finding a supplier that's going to drop ship your goods. So let's get right into it. Okay, so sticking with the same product that we are looking at on eBay, which is muscle massage gun, I'm just going to search that and show you what I do next. Okay, so what Alibaba.com is going to do is going to bring up every single supplier that is currently able to supply the product that we're looking for, or the product that we just searched for. So because we're searching for a muscle gun and we're looking for a similar one to the one that we saw on eBay that's doing well, what I'll do from this point is just scroll through and have a look at all the different suppliers and all the different images of the product that we're looking to dropship. What this icon here means is that the supplier has been audited by a third-party company, so you might want to go with that. Me personally, what I tend to do is just look at the number of years, and I've managed to have luck with just that. But obviously, if you go for one that's also verified, you're going to be able to have a little bit extra luck. But if you come across a supplier that you're happy with, their price is good, but they're not verified, personally, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it's all down to you at the end of the day. So what I would do is I'll just scroll through, have a look at different suppliers. As we can see here, this one looks very similar to the one that we looked at. Supplier's been there for 12 years, which is great. The next thing that you can do when it comes to reaching out to the supplier is clicking on this section here where it says chat now. You can either click that section or you can send them an email. So I'm just going to break down exactly what the chat now option is and what the email option is. When you click on chat now, this section right here, it's going to bring up the messenger option, which is similar to live chat, and you're going to be able to talk directly to the supplier via a live chat system. So you can click that. Sometimes I do that depending on what time it is in the supplier's country. But if I know that it's late in the supplier's country, or I personally don't have time to communicate with them now and I'd rather them send me an email back to my email inbox, what I would do is click on this section here where it says contact supplier. So I'm just going to click on this section here and show you exactly what I would say to the supplier when it comes to asking them whether or not they can drop ship. So let's click on it. Okay, so once you've clicked on contact supplier, it's going to show you this page. The first thing it's going to ask you is the amount of quantity you want in terms of how many pieces you want of whatever product you're looking to get. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what you select here. Even if you put 10, even if you put 100, it doesn't really matter. The only difference that this makes is that when it pops up in the supplier's inbox, they're going to see it. And then if you put like 1, they may not respond to you quick. If you put that you want 10, they may respond to you quicker. If you put 100, they may respond to you straight away. So I think that that's what that section's for. I do tend to put the amount that I'm looking to import, but sometimes I might just put 10 or I might just put 100, depending on what the product is or depending on how many I think I want. So I'll just leave it as 10 for now. So what I'll do from this point is that I will pre-write an email, and then I'll copy and paste that email to every single supplier that I'm looking to import from on Alibaba.com. So I'm just going to give you an example of what the email will look like. So I'll just put their supplier, for example, and then I'll put something like, guys, I'm going to speed this section up, and then I'm going to read out exactly what I've written here. Okay guys, so I'm back and I've written the email now. I just want to read it out to you. So it says, dear supplier, I am interested in selling this product. I have a few years experience in selling consumer electronics, and I believe I have the marketing skills to boost sales for myself and your company. So the reason why I put this is because I want the supplier to know that I'm actually serious and I do know how to market the product, and I am going to get sales, and they're not speaking to someone that is a amateur. So I know a lot of you out there are probably amateurs. So I'm not necessarily saying that you should lie or that you should tell the supplier that you've got expertise that you don't, but just try to sell yourself in the best possible way. Whatever skills you have, if you tried to start a business in the past and it didn't work out, you still have skills when it comes to marketing. So always use your skills and play into your skills when it comes to doing anything, especially running a business online and contacting suppliers. So that's the reason why I've put this section there. And then I said, I will be more than happy to start a profitable business relationship with you. Would you be able to drop ship each order to my customers? Again, all I'm trying to do here is assure the supplier that I do want to do this long term and it's not just something temporary. And then I now said, would you be able to drop ship each order to my customer, as I'll be selling through various online platforms, including eBay and Shopify. Again, all I'm trying to do is let the supplier know that I'm going to be selling it on various online platforms. So hopefully there's going to be various different orders that are going to be coming through. I then said, what is the fastest delivery method that you can offer? Ideally 4 to 7 days will be advantageous. So this section here is very key for you guys, because when it comes to importing from Alibaba.com, whatever region, whatever country your supplier is based in, there's going to be some sort of a delay when it comes to your customer receiving their order. But one thing I've noticed is that most suppliers on Alibaba.com are able to offer 4 to 7 days. So it's always good to ask them if they can offer it, because there's so many different shipping methods that the supplier will be able to use. So make sure that you ask them in this email, and then they'll let you know whether or not they can offer you that. If they say something like 30 days, I don't believe that 30 days shipping is good when it comes to selling, especially on eBay, because you're not necessarily going to get any sales. And if you do get any sales, you're going to get customers that are going to complain. So always ask them what their shipping time is. And then the last thing I put here is, kindly let me know your terms and conditions on drop shipping to the UK, USA, Canada, etc. All I'm trying to do is let them know that I'm going to be drop shipping internationally. So not necessarily in these 3 places, but I'm going to be drop shipping to places in the EU, etc, etc. So I want them to know that that's my plan, that I'm going to be drop shipping to various different places. And then I put, hope to speak to you soon. Regards, Sam. So what you're going to need to do once you've written out the email is click on send inquiry. Make sure that you've copied it so that you can copy and paste it to other suppliers, and then you just sit back and wait for the response. But that's the process that you need to go through when it comes to drop shipping on eBay in 2021. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some value out of it, and I hope now you understand what you need to do when it comes to drop shipping on eBay. If you did find any value in the video, don't forget to press the like button, as it will really help out the channel in a big way. I would really appreciate that. Whilst you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can get alerted every single time I release a video. Currently, I'm releasing videos every couple days, so make sure that you're subscribed and you've hit the bell notification so you don't miss all the content that I'm releasing. Don't forget to add me on Instagram as well, because I'm going to start doing a lot more giveaways and updating you guys on my progress when it comes to selling on eBay and Shopify. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of the video. If you did find any value in the video, if you're going to start drop shipping, if you're importing stock, let me know. I would love to hear from you. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.